For today's episode of How to Get the Shot, I want to take you through the setup for another one of my favourite shots. This one isn't particularly technical, but there is something special about it to me, so I thought, why not have a look at it? So, here we are on a country lane, miles from anywhere. I have to admit that this location was only really chosen because the road was facing the right direction to have the Milky Way core rising above it. I wanted a quiet location away from any large town, and this was as good as any place to get the shot you're looking at now. This is a single exposure and not particularly difficult to capture, but the lighting is a bit different, so I'll go into the background and setup of the image. I wanted to place myself in the middle of the road to balance the picture, and it was always my intention to place the Milky Way off to the side. I knew I wanted to get the camera fairly low to get myself above the horizon in the shot, so I placed the tripod in the middle of the road and set the artificial horizon to get it level. I knew that lighting would be the key to getting this shot the way I'd imagined, but I wasn't sure how it would go at first. There's nothing new about holding a torch beam still and shining into the night sky. I'm sure we've all done that. But I wanted to see if I could light the ground in front of me at the same time using the same light. For this shot, I would be using my LED Lensa P7.2 torch, which is my go-to choice for light painting. This has an orange gel on the front to assist with balancing the light colours. Now to the camera settings. For this shot, I use the Nikon D610 and the Samyang 14mm f2.8 lens. I decided on a focal length of 14mm with a 20-second exposure to ensure minimal star movement, and I set the ISO to 3200. The aperture was set to f2.8 and the white balance was 3450K. This is a single shot, and so the challenge is to stand still for 20 seconds whilst the shutter is open. As anyone will know if you've taken these long exposure pictures, this is not an easy task. And to complicate things even more, I used a unique method to light the foreground areas to the side and front of me. As the shutter was open, I let the beam of light stay at the constant angle, but for about 5 or 6 seconds of the exposure, I cupped my hand around the light with the intention of bouncing light onto the ground around me. This was complete trial and error, as I had no way of knowing how much time was needed to light the ground. You will notice that the light is quite a bit warmer on the ground in colour compared to the light beam in the sky, considering that it's the exact same light source. It just goes to show how easy it is to manipulate the colour of light by simply bouncing it off something. Lots of different materials can be used to do this, and it is quite effective. The trick, of course, with this shot was to not show any apparent movement which would blur in the photo. I'm sure if you look closely enough, you'll see some movement, but it's not really all that bad. Locations like this are all around us, and my encouragement to you guys is to see if you can take an image of something different to what you normally do. As I've said many times before, lighting is the key to a great image. As much as the Milky Way is awesome, I believe it comes down to what we decide to do with the lower half of our nightscape images that makes all the difference. So there you have it, that's how I took the shot. I certainly hope you got something from this video, and I really look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. Okay, until the next episode, I'll see you later.